All right. Since we are live, let's check it out. Quick post-fight reaction to Frank Martin versus this halitosis cat. Salute to the chat. Smash the like button as y'all come on in. Smash the like button as you come on in. We're going to talk a little boxing. All right. Let me scroll up, see who we got in the building. Quick roll call. Elijah, Coach White, Ancestral Rage, McStroker Vision, The Iron Junkie, D Fresh 94, Jalen Hudson, 773 Rick, my brother Joe Townsend, always coming through, representing the money and the magic, you dig? Make sure y'all go sign up to www.onlyfans.com/money and magic, going across the bottom of the screen right now, you dig? All right, see what we got here. Dane Watson, salute. King Strick, whoop-de-whoop. Freaking Flyer RC, Underground Asylum, Isaiah Young, Young Fortune, Phenomenal Mexican, Black Ham TV, D McGee, Suge Knight Cigar, what's happening? 88 Sports Talk, Marcus, Wayne Jr., Brandon Carter. Let me see here. Terrell Grace, Hardy Ingram, Shogun 76, my brother Stephen L. the Mizak. All right, y'all, can't read everybody, but salute to everybody that's in the building. Smash that like button, y'all. Hit the like button as you're into the building. Get the likes all the way up. All right. Good fight. Quick post-fight reaction to Frank Martin versus, I can't pronounce the dude's name, so I'm just going to call him halitosis. Good fight. Real competitive fight. A necessary fight for the development of Frank Martin. Most definitely, this is a necessary fight. On the way up, a lot of fighters go through fights like this, but these are the fights that people forget. These are the fights that people don't want to talk about. But it's a necessary fight. It's a learning fight, a learning curve fight. You know what I'm saying? A fight where you fighting a dude with a different style. The timing ain't there. He seemed to know what you're going to do before you do it. All that kind of stuff. You got to figure stuff out. You know what I mean? You got to figure it out on the fly. I had the fight scored myself, 115-112 in favor of Frank Martin. So that's I had it 7-5. Close fight, but Frank Martin scored a knockdown in the 12th round, which gave dude 12 points. Halitosis 12 instead of 13 points. So we're going to chop it up and talk about it. The Cali Enigma, my brother in the super chat showing love, appreciate the support. He says Frank Martin wasn't listening to Derrick James. If he did, he would have stopped halitosis in the middle rounds. This fight was harder than it needed. Absolutely harder than it needed to be. Now, what I saw was when Frank Martin was a pressure fighter, when he fought his normal style, where he came in and overwhelmed guys with his pressure and relentless attack, he was easily beating halitosis. Halitosis backing up. He was very uncomfortable. He wanted nothing to do with Frank Martin aggression. Nothing to do with it. The moment Frank Martin started to box and try to time him and be a counterpuncher, halitosis was jabbing his he was beating Frank Martin from the outside. Easily beating Frank Martin from the outside. Okay? And what that tells you is you start looking at other styles. Naturally, as fans, we're going to say, well, wait a minute. If Frank Martin was in there with X, Y, and Z, and he in there doing that stuff, man, he would have got styled and profiled on, you know what I'm saying? But this is a taller guy, longer, okay? who can box from the outside, seasoned guy, Olympic pedigree. You know what I'm saying? So he knew how to fight, most definitely. Um, Frank Martin, he needed to go through this though, because now he needs to go through this now before he get up in there with a Shakur Stevenson, before he get up in there with a Devin Haney or Gervonta Tank Davis. Because if you can't follow the instructions of your corner, you know, it's best that it happened in this fight against a guy who ain't, you know what I'm saying, who got some, you know, some pillow fists, and he pretty much like just happy to be here. You know, you heard him in the post-fight interview. I'm very happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? He coming to America. You know, this dude was just happy to be in the arena. He didn't care if he lost. You know what I'm saying? He finna go to the casino. He finna go meet people and stuff, take some pictures. This dude happy. But when you fighting you know what I'm saying, a shark, a wolf, you know, somebody who in there for blood, you know, you gotta be more careful than this, Frank. Gotta be more careful than this, Frank. But it was a good fight. Necessary. I don't really trip too hard on fights like this. You know, a lot of y'all be real hard on these young fighters when they first time they go through some real adversity. But adversity is going to happen in boxing, man. You can go to any fighter, you can go into their background and pick out a fight that nobody talks about really, but it was a very tough fight. You know what I'm saying? A fight that you could say was tougher than it needed to be. You know what I mean? But Frank Martin, he fought well. He fought well in spots, just not consistent enough. You know what I'm saying? But Frank Martin said in the post-fight interview that he don't know why, but his timing was off. You know what I'm saying? He said his timing was off. And so I don't know what that was about. But what irritated me was Jim Gray is going to interview Earl Spence. Don't ask Earl Spence nothing about Frank Martin fight. Bro, that's tacky, bro. Don't do that. Yeah, you supposed to start off asking him about what you thought of Frank Martin performance. Then you ask him about the Crawford fight that's coming up. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that. You know this man a promoter. You got to give him the same respect you would give Eddie Hearn and the rest of these guys. Suge Knight Cigar in the super chat coming through with the 2-piece. Appreciate the support, fam. He says Haney sweeps Frank 12-0. Well, you know. I'm not gonna take that shot at Frank Martin because that's too easy. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? He wasn't in there with Devin Haney, and if he was going into a fight with Devin Haney, I'm sure Frank Martin would have took the fight a little more serious. He would have been more aware. So you know, we don't know how it would have turned out, but I ain't gonna take that easy shot at him. But he definitely needs to go back to the drawing board. Frank Martin, he needs to go back to the drawing board. He needs to he need more fights like this, to be honest with you. He need more fights like this because he needs to figure out guys like that. He needs to figure out how to stop guys even when they ain't trying to go nowhere. Guys who got difficult styles, he need to. Yeah, the commentary definitely was horrible. Showtime was acting like they wanted Frank Martin to lose. I don't know what that was about, but they was like all excited about the potential Frank Martin being down on the cards. You know what I'm saying? Even when the fight was announced that Frank Martin was the winner, there was no reaction from Showtime commentators. They was acting sad, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's up with Showtime, man. These dudes is acting real funny style. Velcino in the super chat coming through with the 5-piece. Appreciate the support. He says, what's good, 78? Off subject, but you ever thought about boxing movie reviews? I would like to know your thoughts on the Foreman movie if you watch it. Yeah, I checked it out. I might do a review on one of my morning live streams or something like that. I might do it like that, homie. Yeah, but to be honest with you, I didn't really like the Foreman movie. I didn't really like it, bro. It was all right, you know what I'm saying? Just all right for me. It wasn't no, you know, I thought they rushed through it, man. It didn't do Foreman justice. They skipped through so much stuff. They didn't even show Don King through the whole movie. How do you make a George Foreman movie and Don King a representation of Don King is not shown in the movie at all. But you know he fought Muhammad Ali. So I was like, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. It seemed like a rush movie, man. Anna Israel coming through with the 5-piece chicken nugget. Appreciate the support, fam. Since Frank's defense was sharp, I seen him dig deep. It was close 6'4" before the knockdown. Harutyunyan was surviving and making it close. Yeah, most def. Well, see, this is why you can't have your expectations too. If your expectations is when you're expecting Frank to go in there and dominate some scrub that you ain't never heard of, then next you know this dude fighting pretty good. Now you start being overly critical of Frank. See what I'm saying? This is what happens. You start being overly critical. That's what I'm trying to prepare y'all. You know what I'm saying? You got Spence Crawford coming. I personally think it's going to be a good close fight. Earl Spence is saying it's going to be a one-sided whooping. You know what I'm saying? See, now the problem with that is if it ain't a one-sided whooping, people going to instinctively give a lot of rounds to Crawford because you already put in your mind Spence is going to slay him. So if what if Spence wins 7-5? What if he honestly just wins 7 rounds? And in most people's minds, they're gonna be like, "Oh, Spence got dominated. Man, Crawford won that." That's how people do. Try 414 in the super chat. Appreciate the support, homie. Coming through with the 5-piece. He says, "Salute 78. Frank should have been stopped, dude." He said the fight. Yeah, Frank should have been stopped, dude. He was a little hesitant. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why. Why I think he was a little hesitant. What's up, Shade Girl 85? Salute, sister. Why I think Frank was hesitant, I forgot what round it was, but it was early in the fight. It was in the first half. Dude, Harutyunyan threw a straight right hand. It was at the end of the round. He clocked Frank Martin with it. And nobody said nothing. The announcer didn't say nothing, but I saw it land. And it landed beautifully and flush. Frank Martin, he didn't like that punch. He walked back to that corner real slow. You know what I'm saying? I said, whoo-wee. I'm surprised didn't nobody see it? Or didn't nobody say nothing about it at least? But I seen it. Woke in the super chat coming through with the 5-piece chicken nugget. Appreciate the support. He says, the other guy didn't come to lay down. It happens to every fighter. Look at Boots' last fight, or even Regis. It happens. Don't sleep on ghosts. I agree. Absolutely agree. You're going to fight. It be guys like this, man. Guys who the matchmakers say, hey, this is a good solid fighter. He a good pedigree. And that guy get up in there and give you some heat. Let me see here. Boxing fan ×4 in the super chat showing love, much appreciation. Coming through with the 5-piece. Said Frank show dog, but he looked every part of a fighter that picked up boxing late. He need to keep stepping the comp up. He should fight Cruz or De Los Santos next. Yeah, I think he should just take his time. Take his time and keep learning. He'll be all right. He's going to be all right. He's going through the motions, man. Sometimes you get caught going through the motions. McStrokovic say, man, Frank won rounds in better fashion, but dude won a lot of rounds, more than 5. So you think he won the fight then? You think dude won the fight? I don't think he won the fight. I think the dude was just, he won some rounds. People wasn't expecting him to win some rounds, and people started panicking. I didn't panic. The OG Mr. Mont in the super chat coming through. with the 10-piece chicken nugget. Appreciate the support, fam. He says, it's guys at the top who still haven't fought guys like that. He said Frank needed that. He should have pressed the dude from the jump. He couldn't handle the pressure. Exactly. Especially when Frank found out the dude didn't like the pressure. Frank should have really jumped on him and stayed on him. What's up, Eli Zachary, my brother in the building? Yeah. Let me see here. Let's see here. My brother Jesse Wyatt in the super chat. What it do, Jesse? Appreciate the support coming through with the 5-piece. He says Frank had a moment like Charlo had versus Castaño, the first fight. Now everyone want to call him overrated. He just had an off night. He'll be 3 times better. I agree. Just an off night. Yeah, just an off night. But dude can fight, though. Harutyunyan dude can fight, man. But people get like that when it's a dude you don't know, you know what I'm saying? You don't expect him to, but the matchmaker should have known this. Matchmaker should have known that this dude can scrap. A condo LDBC or nothing in the super chat. Appreciate the support, brother, coming through with the 20-piece chicken nugget. He said, General, what it do, Ken Folk? He says, Frank gotta stay on the gas. Can't take a fight off. He proved he can be explosive anytime he wants. 90% of these dudes punches was hitting glove and arm. Yeah, dude. From the rounds that Frank took off, and he was just kind of like, I don't know what he was doing. If he was trying to like counter the dude or something, it looked like Frank Martin was trying to counter this dude. It was just a bad strategy. But every time he stepped it up, he easily won. Won the round every time. Wasn't even close. All right, somebody. How many y'all? Okay, how many y'all here think Frank Martin lost the fight? Press 1 if you think Martin lost. Press 1. I gotta see how many people think it. I need to see how many people think he lost. Code 189 in the super chat. Appreciate the support. So salute 78. Tough fight for Frank. Gave dude a little too much respect. He came to fight. Guy was tough, but Frank was sliding and posturing too much respect. Salute. Okay. I got how many people? 3, 4 people in here. Had halitosis winning. Phenomenal Mexican had a draw. Okay. All right. So some of y'all think he won, but more of y'all think Frank Martin won. I mean, you're gonna have fights like this. You're gonna have fights like this. Yeah, like I say, it's fights like this on most fighters' resumes. 99% of fighters got a fight like this on their resume. It's gonna be a fight where somebody think they lost or a fight they look horrible or something like that. I mean, look, that dude went down in the last round from that pressure. He gave him the UKI. He gave the boy the UKI. So, Frank will be all right. Let me see here. He said Steve Farhood had to do it up 5 rounds. Yeah, Farhood, I mean, look, bro. Showtime is with the shenanigans, man. They're with the shenanigans. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but Showtime is with the shenanigans, and they influence people a lot. And everybody want to come on and pretend like they're not influenced by the commentary, pretend like they're not influenced by the ringside judges or the TV judge, but they are. They definitely are. But yeah, I just think people overreacting, man. I don't think it's that big of a deal. He said Jim Gray. Jim Gray just needs to be replaced, man. He's been around too long. Been around too long. Anna Israel in the super chat. Appreciate the support, homie. Coming through with the 5-piece. He says halitosis could fight. I just think Frank was looking past dude. He was calling out top of the division. I think that's why he wasn't listening to Derek. I mean, look, Derek was telling him to step it up. He wasn't stepping it up how he should have been stepping it up most of the fight. So I don't know what was wrong with Frank Martin, why he wasn't busy as he should have been. But, you know, hey, it be fights like that, man. A couple fights ago, we were just saying this about Boots. You know what I'm saying? When Boots came out there and fought that dude who didn't want to go nowhere, people was panicking. Oh, man, Boots ain't ready, man. Boots ain't nothing, man. Boots ain't even Boots, man. Boots is a sneaker. Y'all was saying all kind of stuff. What's up, Soul Power, a.k.a. Gamed Up Kennels in the building? What it do? Let me see here. Drink more water. Say far good. Card was nuts. Said 4 points after 10 on his card. Yeah, I said I couldn't believe his card, man. But it was a good fight to me. It was entertaining. It was an entertaining fight. Both dudes were, both dudes came to fight. Alicia Baumgartner looked good tonight. She fought a tough opponent, the only girl who beat her in the past. But Alicia Baumgartner looked good. She was more patient than usual, and she was trying to time her punches very well and stuff like that. And but old girl had some real good head movement. She had real good movement in fainting. She was giving Alicia. I was nervous for a second. A little bit nervous for a second. I seen the girl kept moving. I'm like, man, come on, what's she doing? You know what I'm saying? But Alicia, she did her thing, though. She got the victory. Corbin says, 1 non-black punch is worth 2 for Farhood. No, 1 non-black punch is worth 3 on most people cards, to tell you the truth. Main flow. No, Frank Martin won. He won. He won a close fight. Jamal says Frank fights better going forward. Yeah, absolutely. That's what he needs to do for the rest of his career is come forward. He's a short, stocky guy. His strength is coming forward and being aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Relentless pressure. That's Frank Martin's style. Anything else is going to end up getting them beat, messing with them other guys. Let me see here. Say Martin ain't ready for the big dogs in the weight division. Well, I think Frank Martin needs to stay on the path he's on, and he needs to fight 3 or 4 more fights before he start worrying about the titles. That's what I think personally. You know what I mean? But it's hard to say that because fast track Rolly Ramiro, and they made sure he got a title. So it's hard to say Frank Martin shouldn't be able to get a shot. You know what I'm saying? Blackjack say Martin lost this fight. Would you have it scored, Blackjack? I want to know what you had it scored because I believe Steve Firehood got a lot of people fooled. You say how Martin lose and the other dude eye broke. Well, that's bro. That's why I say after almost all these fights, man, you look at the end of the fight and say who would you rather be? Frank Martin ain't got a mark on him. This other dude got a eye that's coming out off his face, nose broken, all everything else. You're like, nah, man, Martin got stomped on, man. He got stepped on. Like, all right. OG Mr. Mouse say some of these dudes just don't like EJ. I forgot about that. The Earl Spence effect. Forgot about that. Yeah, that is definitely that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? They got something to do with it. They don't like Earl Spence, so they don't like Earl Spence as a fighter. I forgot about that. Mr. Holmes says on the official scorecards, Frank landed more punches. Of course, but that's too much common sense. Check this out. How many of y'all peep this? When they showed the punch stats and they showed that Frank Martin landed way more punches than this dude, did you hear Showtime immediately make excuses for that? And they say, oh, well, um, don't be confused by this because, Martin landed a lot of punches in the rounds that he won, but, like, dude, get out of here, man. They always got some excuse, man. It's always, look, I'm not saying it was a good fight. It was a close fight. Halitosis fought very well. Give him his credit and stuff like that, man. But come on, man. Frank Martin dominated the fight, man. As far as like punches, he threw more punches, he landed more punches, but somehow that don't matter no more. You know what I'm saying? This guy say Loma cooks the division. Yeah, biscuits, tortillas. Loma can cook the division some tortillas. Maybe some Rice Krispie treats. Speaking of that, I think my wife made some Rice Krispie treats. I'm gonna eat me some Rice Krispie treats before I go to sleep. Yeah, that's what Loma can cook. Loma ain't did nothing, as far as I'm concerned. Loma had his moment in the sun. He had his time to shine and get all these gifts. He lost to T.O., lost to Devin Haney, he lost to Salido, but somehow Loma just I've never seen a dude get this much credit and benefit of doubt. Yeah, the same Loma that got dropped by Linares, absolutely. Yeah, that Loma. I don't think Loma can still fight. Of course, he's a good fighter, but he ain't finna whoop all these young boys. Loma take off too many rounds because he think he's supposed to get special privileges, so he take rounds off. Let me see here. Said Jermaine Ortiz. Who you want to see? Frank Martin versus Jermaine Ortiz? That's a tough fight. Frank Martin versus Jermaine Ortiz is a tough fight because Jermaine Ortiz can box from the outside as well. Yeah, that's actually a good fight for Frank Martin. A real good fight for him. See if he can get past these. He definitely going to have to beat that style to be successful at 135. My brother Drew Titan LLC in the super chat. What it do, Drew? He said Loma versus Shakur Sanchez. Yeah, let Shakur Sanchez fight him. I mean, Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford had the second All Access tonight. I'm gonna watch it. I caught the end of it, but it's on now. I'm gonna rewatch it. Knockers in the super chat showing love, appreciate the support. He says, "Same people won't give Dev the benefit ever." Shaking my head. That's facts. And while I got y'all here, let me tell all y'all something right now, in case you haven't seen my video that I uploaded. Gervonta Tank Davis' team did not reach out to Devin Haney team to make a fight. That did not happen. They did not send a contract. It's a rumor going around the internet. As soon as Tank got released from jail, because fans want to see Tank versus Devin. So what happened is when Tank got released from jail, one of these weird fans came out on the internet talking about Tank sent Devin Haney a contract, and somehow that took flight. All over the internet. I asked Bill Haney about it. He said, absolutely not. We ain't heard nothing. Now, just for the record, so y'all can be clear, Bill Haney would know because Bill Haney handles the Devin Haney Promotions business. Okay? He's the one who would know. Not Bob Arum, not Eddie Hearn. They have to send an offer to Bill Haney. You understand? All right? So I talked to the person who would know, and it didn't happen. It's just a rumor that fans are running around the internet repeating, but it's not true. Okay? And I got dudes in my comments arguing with me. They ain't talk to nobody. Nah, man, you cap. Man, they just don't want you to know. They're trying to keep it hush-hush. If they're trying to keep it hush-hush, why do you know about it? It's a lie. Relax. Okay? These dudes always trying to create some scenario where Dev look like he a duck, no matter what he do. No matter who he fight, they're trying to create some situation where Dev look like a duck. Like, bro, stop it. Y'all dudes ain't finna get away with this stuff on my watch. I keep telling y'all. Donald Lawrence in the super chat. Appreciate the support coming through with the 5-piece. Says Boots fought in slow motion last week. Real life Matrix. If Boots were Loma, he would be considered the second coming. Hey, bro, look here, man. What Boots did last week, if that was Loma, they'd be talking about it on ESPN right now. Right now. Even though Frank Martin and Alicia Baumgarten just fought, ESPN be having a special right now about the greatness of Boots, the Matrix, Neo, Morpheus all into one, the angles, the speed, the footwork. They be doing all that. Y'all know how that go. Zach Henry say, why would they abduct the biggest payday? Exactly. It's just, but that's just what they doing, man. It's this stuff gotten so personal on the internet with this cap. It's like a cap marathon on here, a capathon on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Dudes just competing for who can lie the most, and they want to win their argument so bad they just make up stuff, bro. I told you I caught them doing it early this year. Dudes were talking about, Devin Haney said he ain't never fighting Shakur. He just did an interview. I said, yeah, where the interview at? Never heard from the guy again. What they do is they hear somebody say something from one of their trusted channels that they like. When they hear somebody say something, they don't do no fact checking. They just go repeat it and start arguing with people on the internet on other channels without ever doing no fact checking, or they misunderstand what somebody said. Loma didn't outland Devin Haney. Loma didn't outland Devin Haney. Lomachenko got stomped. He got stepped on by Devin Haney. That's what happened. He got stepped on. Young Devin Haney walked him down, leaned on him, pushed him back, destroyed his body. Lomachenko had a flurry in the 10th round that lasted for 5 seconds. Then in the 11th round, he won that one clearly, where he landed a few shots. After that, nothing else happened. Nothing else happened for Lomachenko in his favor. Nothing. He got stepped on. Let me see here. Here we got here. You said a rematch with Dev. Yeah. Loma don't want none of that smoke. Loma don't want them problems in real life. OG Mr. Mont in the super chat. Appreciate the support, Mr. Mont. He says Loma, with his arrogance, took round 12 off. Right. Took round 12 off. That's how arrogant he is. And he was tired. He was tired from them body shots. All them deposits that Dev was putting down there at the body. Loma was tired. See, Loma normally make people quit. When he have a good flurry or something like that, he put a lot of pressure on these guys. He make them fold up and quit. But he couldn't do that to young Dev, so, he got discouraged. Thomas from the Bronx in the super chat showing love. Appreciate the love coming through with the 5-piece. He said, salute, General. Why people saying this fight was close? This fight was competitive, not close. Frank won clearly. Steve Farhood is a hater. Well, different stroke for different folks. It was a good fight, though. I had to do it win the 5 rounds. I gave Frank Martin 7 rounds. And Frank Martin had a extra point for the knockdown. So 115, 112. G. Benson in the super chat coming through with the 5-piece. Appreciate the support. He says Loma has lost so many times. He needs to walk into his next fight with a compass, and maybe he'll find a win. Wow. And he gave Loma the business. Let me see here. Caden in the super chat, appreciate the support. Says Loma openly ducked Shakur, and none of the Shakur fans are mad about it. Of course not. Loma got the complexion for the protection. I told you about these dudes, bro. I be trying to tell y'all don't listen to me, man. All this Devin Haney a duck, and Devin this and Devin. I mean, they on a full-fledged assault on Devin Haney, and Devin don't owe Shakur nothing. Lomachenko get up and say, nah, no thanks, Shakur. He ain't got called name. I told y'all about these dudes, man. Y'all gonna learn, though. Y'all gonna learn. They ain't gonna call them no names. They scared. They scared to upset. They don't want that kind of smoke on their channel. They scared to upset them people. See, they don't care nothing about upsetting you, because that's it's socially acceptable for us to beef with each other and act like a bunch of wild beasts. You know what I'm saying? That's socially acceptable. But say something about them people, nah, them dudes gonna be on their best behavior. Tuck them lips in, boy. Straighten up and fly right. Yes, sir. Right away, boss. You know what I mean? They know what it is. They know exactly what they're doing. But anyway, I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. And I'm gonna try to watch this Earl Spence joint tonight. I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow. Do some more post-fight reactions tomorrow. Some more videos. 78 Sports TV. Salute to the mighty LDBC. See y'all in a minute, man. We're up out of here. Deuces.